I'm exercising my discretion to decide to suspend the meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
Champion majority. No side.
Determine the fate of the whole caucus. He had only 10 members of parliament who were with him in parliament. The day the decision on Thursday, only 10 members of MPP were in parliament. Today, how many people? Those who were following him, if you observed, they were MPs from Central Region. So it was the Central Regional Caucus. It is very clear that he doesn't have the support of his caucus. For whatever reason, it is known to them. I mean, if you have a critical decision such as this and you don't even have your members, I am sad for him. Afenyo is my very good friend. His people have left him to dry, and it is very clear.
This is Magikal GH. Magikal GH. And I will be your papa. Subscribe next year. Magikal.
To look in favor upon this Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in that sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic. Endow members of Parliament and ministers of state with discernment, ambition, integrity, and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and our good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving. A country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. National Pledge. Pursuant to Order 69, we shall proceed to recite the National Pledge. I promise on my honor to be faithful. Thank you so much. Please resume your seat. On to vary the order of business, and we will take next item 6. Item 6 on the order paper. which is correction of votes and proceedings and official reports. We shall commence with the correction of the votes and proceedings of the third sitting dated Thursday, 17th October 2024. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Yes, honorable member.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, item number 5 on page 9. Mr. Speaker, the statement made by the Honorable Minority, the Honorable Atufosi, Mr. Speaker, was in respect of the fact that 4 members of Parliament whose names have been listed have breached Article 97(1)(g) and (h). It was not a mere allegation, Mr. Speaker. So the appearance of who were alleged to have been in breach, I believe that it does not reflect the true statement made by the member, because it was based on the statement that the Speaker proceeded to make, to give information that you gave to the House. The Speaker further, in indicating the names of the honorable members so named, their current situations and circumstances were clearly stated in the motion paper. So that, for instance, the first name, Peter Yaopachi Aka, the NDC member for Amenfi Central, and now an independent candidate. Mr. Speaker, so the statement contains these clear facts, and therefore it's important that they reflect in the proceedings as captured for purposes of correction. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, honorable member for Medina.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I also want to draw your attention to the same item, the paragraph 5, the ending statement, which is majority caucus in inverted commas. Mr. Speaker, I think the true intention will be reflected there when we say that the minority caucus staged a walkout instead of a majority caucus in inverted commas. So if the correction can be made to reflect what was there. Thank you.
Yes, honorable member Bonsa Saf. Is that okay? Yes, from the distance, I can't see. Honorable member for, you are all right? Thank you, thank you. Table office, kindly take note of the comments made by the members. Please cross-check from the records and capture what is on the record of the House. Please, page 10. Page 11. Honorable members, in the absence of any further corrections, the votes and proceedings of the third sitting dated Thursday, 17th October 2024 are adopted as the true record of proceedings. Honorable members, I don't have a copy of any of the official reports. So we will proceed now to item 5, formal communication by the Speaker. Honorable members, as you may recall, on Thursday, I informed the House, pursuant to Standing Order 18 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, on the occurrence of vacancies in the House in relation to 4 honorable members. Yesterday, I received a process from the Supreme Court, which is a ruling from the Supreme Court pursuant to an ex parte application directing Parliament to recognize and allow the 4 affected members of Parliament to duly represent their constituents and conduct full scope of duties of their offices as members of Parliament pending the final determination of a suit filed by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin. By Article 102 of the Constitution, 1992, and Order 64(1) of the Standing Orders of Parliament, I note that we currently have a quorum to transact business, but not to take decisions. I want to read the said Article 102 of the Constitution. It reads, a quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all the members of Parliament. As presently constituted, the numbers definitely is far above 1/3 of the members of Parliament. But by Article 104, the numbers are not sufficient for us to take decisions. And I'll quote Article 104. Article 104(1) says, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Honorable members, we don't have at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Consequently, in view of the current circumstances, the fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely. That is sine die. I want to quote Standing Orders 59:1. It says, the Speaker may, in consultation with leadership, suspend a meeting of the House indefinitely or for a period determined by the Speaker, having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in the country. Honorable members, I have consulted leadership and I am exercising my discretion to decide to suspend the meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
Richard, come. Magikal na me ko press conference. Mami,
and I think that the best forum and the best authority to resolve the political tussle is the Supreme Court of Ghana, giving a true and proper interpretation of Article 97, 1G and 8 as is their mandate. Thank you.
No comment. My wife, who comment? What do you like? No comment.
Before, don't worry about this. Please, we are going to be very brief. You are dealing with the majority leader, so
Yes.
And you must describe your sex.
If you don't describe myself, you won't answer any question.
some of you
the majority leader.
they threaten some of you, the majority leader.
It's okay.
We want to make something very clear. The NDC members of parliament are in the majority in Ghana's parliament. We've made our position and it's so clear. We are not changing our positions. We see ourselves as the majority. We are fortified by the constitution and the standing orders of this house, and we see ourselves as the majority. We are grateful to the right honourable speaker for doing what is right and we respect his decisions. We hope that the time will come that this house will be recalled and we take our position as the majority caucus. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, majority leader. Thank you, majority leader. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, majority leader.
When you see me, treat me like a member of the majority.
Champion majority.
Wait, go Santi. Treat me like a member of the majority.
Take note and address us as such.
Like a minority.
Ghana for but the NDC majority.
Champion majority leader. Champion majority leader. Champion majority leader. Champion majority leader.
Just one way. The voting accounts was the budget. If Parliament is adjourned indefinitely, you are not going to get a budget.
You can come back in the so maybe after the election. There's no time left. Most important thing is the estimate in advance of applications might be passed before 1st of January. Clearly, we can come back anytime after the elections to get it approved.
Thank you, leader. So you see there the NDC.
So you are not giving that back?
You should describe us as majority. The speaker gave his ruling, and his ruling must stand. And I don't know why some of you in the media have been cowed to submission. The speaker gave his ruling, and we are in majority and they are in minority. It's as simple as that. Until that decision is taken or changed by the speaker, no one has any right to describe my good friend Afenyo Martins and his, group as majority. In any case, he doesn't even have the support of his caucus. The day a decision was taken, a very critical decision such as the ruling given by the speaker, mind you, that decision was to determine the fate of the whole caucus. He had only 10 members of parliament who were with him in parliament. The day the decision on Thursday, only 10 members of MPP were in parliament. Today, how many people? Those who were following him, if you observed, they were MPs from Central Region. So it was the Central Regional Caucus. It is very clear that he doesn't have the support of his caucus. For whatever reason, it is known to them. I mean, if you have a critical decision such as this and you don't even have your members, I am sad for him. Afenyo is my very good friend. His people have left him to dry, and it is very clear.
Right, so
we will go and consult. We will engage the National House of Chiefs, we will engage the Peace Council, we will engage religious leaders, we will engage civil society organizations, and when we both agree, so that there will be no chaos in the house so that he can. And this is why he said that. He said sitting in either side of the house is a gain of numbers. And our brothers on the other side said, if the speaker doesn't tell the current majority to move to the other side, they will not sit in the house. They will not sit on the floor. They will prefer to go and sit in their offices and listen to the speaker's communique. And that is why they also walk out. This is what prevailed yesterday.
Okay. Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, we'll see you later today.
Thank you.
So that is Ahmed Ibrahim giving us an indication of what might have happened in the speaker's conclave. Honorable Kwabena Danko is a very senior member of parliament. Your career in parliament, and all these things are happening. Did you foresee that this was going to happen and this later decision taken by the speaker?
Yes, I foresaw it. Remember, the 8th parliament was bathed in confusion because of the tightness of the numbers, 137, with one independent number. And therefore, immediately
we have always put ourselves and our services available to assist them to govern. In minority or in our current state as majority, we are ready to help them govern. But if they are not ready to govern and they are interested in playing politics, then I think that we will all continue to play politics. But I must commend Speaker Bagbin. He's always risen to the occasion. If you look at the mood of the country, his decision is the best for now, so that we can all take a back seat and possibly reset. And hopefully that will take us to the that resetting will take us to the election where this whole country will be reset.
All right, leader. So you are now the ranking member on last and forest.
I'm the chairman.
You were the chairman because of minority. But now you are majority.
I'm chairman.
So you know our ranking. Now I'm chairman.
Are you confident that when the House or when the Speaker calls back the House, you will declare in favor of the NDC caucus?
The Speaker has already declared. There's nothing, you know, there's no issue about who is the majority as things stand now. If you read 97G,
he didn't outrightly mention.
He did. Go and look at the Hansards. That is what we call, I mean, the votes and proceedings today. That is what was in the, so even if you noticed, the Hansard department said the majority in quotes stage a walkout, because clearly the Speaker agreed with the minority leader that by the conduct of the 4 members of Parliament, they had, you know, no business representing their constituents in the House again. And so the Speaker declared that indeed our side had become the majority, and he didn't even have to declare it because it is a numbers game. And so by simple arithmetic, you are going to arrive at 136 members of Parliament of the NDC and 134 members of the NPP. And by that arithmetic, it is commonsensical that we assume the majority rule. And like I said, and I want to repeat it, there is nowhere in the Constitution, there is nowhere in our standing orders that says that a governing party must necessarily be majority. The framers of the Constitution themselves anticipated that a time may come where the party in power may have minority in Parliament. So what is this fuss about their numbers reducing where they now have to play the role of minority? I do not get it. It is simply, in my view, an attempt to run away from their responsibility of governing, because they were elected to govern this country for 4 years. Their mandate is not over. They need to continue to govern. And they must stop the politicking and continue to govern. Otherwise, the people of Ghana have to even punish them more severely than they intended to. Because in the last remaining 2 months, they are showing to us that because they don't have majority in Parliament, they can't govern. Is that what they are telling us? Our business has always been to help them to govern as a minority group. With our new end status as majority, we are still willing to help them to govern with their minority status. But if they are not willing to govern and they want to play politics, then so be it.
So from now until the Supreme Court decides on
the MPP have pushed the Supreme Court into the gutters. And that is why the country is boiling. We contested that
today NDC remains a majority. I mean, members of Parliament in Parliament here. And the earlier the better. And I mean that is my suggestion. As we are a person say we are ministers of reconciliation, but the first say Bible saying as much as it depends on us, we should live at peace with all men. Does not mean say baby I the better near Ama will be a chin and son, Nawaji Sadin free and son. That is why you see the kind of attitude we put up in Parliament. Because we are too wise to be deceived. Sabi, we are not stupid people. See, also we are now the GBB free and so we can see, we can recognize it, and that is why for that one we say we will not do it, because it means that we kind of constitution, we are not defending the constitution, but the constitution says that we should fight and defend against oppressors' rule. If you allow that, it means that then we don't have a country, we don't have a democracy. And say majorities and the rule, because as a chairman of the primary bill committee, I can call members meeting. Time Ben a chairman. Oh, say na say yeah, private. Say na me because me so your ranking. No, na me ranking. But speaker from Thursday na be we. Be chairman. And of course, once a person
say ranking for ni na be
chairman. Exactly, sanity. It's NSA, proceedings of Parliament of Thursday na adopting, that consolidates it. Once you have adopted the proceeding today, and then on the position yes for then they are officially after today, they are actually officially minority caucus, and we are officially majority caucus.
Honorable, the speaker and saying or say why get to send a sack court letter. Does it mean so the day we And answer say,
Made me because I'm a speaker. I know they can speak about that one. Madam.